Dan here, Southern Coin Hunter. Today we're going to cover the small cents that you can get in penny rolls. We're going to start off a little history of the small cent. This is from 1856, a Flying Eagle 1 cent penny. Before this, they were using Lord cents, and it was again very expensive to make the Lord cents. So they produced these for 3 years, initially to show Congress what the new cent would look like so they can get it passed and start minting them. And this has, I don't forget what kind of wreath it has, but it's just a regular wreath. It's got flowers, maybe like some oak leaf type cluster in this wreath. And then after 1859, began 1859, they switched to this is a type 2 Indian head cent with the word Liberty in it, just like the other one. They went to the laurel, just like the other one on the reverse side has 1 cent. Y'all have to forgive me, my camera mount kind of malfunctioned. I'm having to hold this by hand. And note the position of the A. It's pointing right at this notch, because then they switch to, well, that's not right. They switched to this type, and they added, the designer of this was Lagrange, however you want to pronounce it. So this, you can see the notch. Let me double click on here. The notch is here on the 61. And he went to the oak leaf cluster wreath, added a couple arrows. You can see one shaft, the arrow coming through with the feathers on the ends, and the shield. And change the font up to say 1 cent on the reverse side. Then this is a type 3, and it's hard to see here, but there is they added the word, they put the designer's initials right here. You can see right where my hand is, right up above it. They put the letter L for the designer. I'm sorry, a little tongue-tied. And this is our penny till 1908. 1909 is when we went to, this is one I have, a 1903. This one actually got a coin shop and actually has a split in the planchet. I thought that was a scratch. It's actually a split. You can't see it, but it turns and comes down this way. It comes up, and on the edge, you can see where it's, you see a slight fissure on the edge. I'm not going to take a picture on that one. And you can see where they moved the A was pointing to this notch, now it's pointing to this one. That's the type 3 coin. It's when they changed the notching, where the A is. So, once again, you see my towel that I use to protect the coins when I'm coin hunting. And these are 95% copper and 5% zinc, or 90-10, or it's a 90-10. Okay. So in 1909, I don't have one. Victor David Brennan designed the new Lincoln cent, which they first issued in 1909. And you can see they did his beard. Runs right by his ear like this. And I'm pointing this out for, you'll see why in a minute. These are called wheat cents from 1909 to 1958. The reverse of all the pennies had a wheat stalk on each side. And you see this is somewhat pretty well worn. Some of the stalks are you can see where the stalks starting to bleed in together. And he changed the font to 1 cent. Yeah, you can research the history of this. There are some double dies, like the 1955, which I had a picture of. All this is doubled up. Very, very identifiable. And then in 1959, they switched to the memorial cent. Here's the 1982. And this is a large date. Not the small. The small, the 2 kind of flares out and drops down. This may be a repunch mint mark. That's something else we'll cover later. Here, let me get this back up to where I had it at. And this is the memorial that they added in place of the wheat stalks. Some steps here are kind of worn down. Here's the reverse designer's initials right here. There's a 1983 where initials are completely gone. There's a 1969 where the initials are gone and where the outline of this top roof is gone, and they call it the floating roof. I'll put one up on the next video. I'll show you what those look like because I have one of each. And then they switched to the zinc cent. By 1990, they changed Lincoln's beard up. They actually scratched in what I call the full beard variety. And nobody has attributed this full beard in any grading scheme. And you can see his ear right there. His sideburns and the beard. They kind of did some wavy lines in to make it look like a real beard. And they kept this design, but they kept the memorial design up until 2009. This is an airtight holder. I'm sorry if it's kind of fuzzy. They kept the beard, but what they changed was the reverse. They did 4 different designs on the reverse. This is formative years until his family moved, I think, to Indiana, maybe in Illinois. His formative years where he's taking a break from cutting wood and he's reading a book. That's how he became a lawyer. He would take breaks and he would study law books. And that led him to being to the state legislature office in Illinois. This is known as his professional year. So, and that's the state capitol house that he would have met in. And of course, we all know that he became president. And they did not stop building this when he was the president during the Civil War. They kept building the rotunda of the U.S. Capitol House. And that's what this is from. It's actually from the actual one of the photos that they had of the Capitol House being built. And in 2010, they changed the obverse back to the full beard of like it used to be. All those squiggly, scratchy marks. They defined the beard a little bit more on his chin. And maybe slightly more in the hairline. They designed that a little bit more. But this is a 2017 P. The reason why I brought this one up, This is the only time you're going to see the P mint mark on a penny. They put this to celebrate the 225th anniversary of the Philadelphia Mint. And it's the only time they ever put the P mint mark on a penny. Now up until 1979, they never did put the P mint mark on any coin, except during World War II, they put it on the wartime nickels. But beginning in 1979, they added the P mint mark to all the silver coins, which is supposed to be emptying the dollar, the quarter, the nickel, and the dimes. We'll cover those in another video. But then they changed the reverse. And this is the reverse we have until probably 2026, when they're going to probably change it up for the 250th anniversary of the United States. That's what everybody calls a shield set. And this is our current penny. I think I got one more. Oh yeah. The 2020. Just want to show y'all that they still carry it on. You know, today's 2023 year. You see they still have the shield set. Designer initials. Engraver's initials. I forgot which one's which. I have to look it up again. I'm doing this all off the cuff of memory. I'm sorry. I should have wrote some stuff down, but I didn't. But I'm glad I didn't, because I would have a hard time doing this since my camera mount stand is not wanting to cooperate today. So these can all be found when you're hunting through rolls. Flying of doubtful if you're going to find one of those. That's going to be very extremely rare. The Indian heads, you might find those in the 1900s. Maybe rarely you might find one after that. And then the early Lincoln cents, but the wheat stalks can be hard to find if you decide to go buy them from a dealer. But you want to make sure you go to a reputable dealer that should have the certifications from like PCGS, Annex, NCG, as who they can ship coins to. Other than that, that concludes this video. If you like it, please give me a thumbs up and subscribe. I'll probably do some short videos throughout the week, like I kind of do, but 4 or 5 minutes long. So this is going to be my longest one, I think, at a little bit over 13 minutes. So y'all have a good afternoon. Enjoy your Sunday. And see you in the next video. Bye for now.